Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Political Nerd. And yes, I've kind of nerded out today. Oh, yes. Today we're gonna talk about drone and deception. And I know everybody has beat the drone world to death, right? But ultimately, I think there is a major. I think it was a distraction, to be honest with you. That's why the government said, "Oh, don't worry about it. It's all going to be good. Blah blah blah. Everything is great. Don't worry about it. They're not out there." It was all distraction. But we're going to go over some. So I had spoke about the drone world, right? So we are drone pilots in the studio. Me and Austin back in the back, and we do have the knowledge that it takes to do what everybody's thinking is such a scary thing. So we're going to talk, first we're going to talk about the types of drones. And so you have your small drones, which is the ones that you can go to Best Buy, a DJI, and get, and they're little small things. And if they're under a certain weight, you don't have to register with the FAA. You can just fly them for fun and all that stuff. All that kind of things. I mean, any kid that gets it for Christmas can go outside, charge the batteries up, and go have fun, right? And you can fly at your own house. Now, we've had several people, and I've listened to them in the last week and a half, and all they keep saying is this, right? Well, you own from the heavens to the earth above your home. And okay, so technically, I guess they're right, but legally, they're not. So when you go out into your yard, your property, whatever your tallest structure is, so say you have a windmill, and that windmill is 35 feet tall, which that'd be a big windmill, you own 83 feet above that. And that's it. Because the FAA has governing rights over airspace. So you technically don't own, technically in the world of all possibilities, yeah, you do. It's straight up. But you only have legal rights to 83 feet above the actual tallest structure on your home. So if you have a 3-story house and it's 35 feet tall, 45 feet tall, so you can go up 83 feet, and that's what you own. And it's illegal to shoot a drone down. I mean, that's an FAA thing, especially if they're registered and they're commercial. Now, the young people that go out and buy these little play drones, well, that's great. That's wonderful. But we actually have some video of now, and I was talking about these that they're actually some passenger drones. And let's go ahead and play that first one, Austin, and let's show that, okay? Because it is a different animal altogether.
All right, everyone, buckle up, because what
and they're coming on with their own personal drones. Now, I know this guy's at a convention, and he is, it's being shown, right? And it's fancy dancy. Now, this may not be the actual end all to be, but this is a personal drone. You get in this and you fly it just like a car. I mean, it's awesome. Absolutely beautiful. I mean, it is very futuristic inside. And by golly, if I had the money to run out and go buy one, I'd be the first one on the list to say, yep, I want it. But but again, this is something that would have to be FAA regulated. You would have to have a license. This is not one of those things where it's personal and it's just strictly personal. This you have to, just like a vehicle, you'd have to register this. You'd have to get flight permission, especially if you're driving into a city. And that means that you're going to wind up having to have landing clearance, takeoff clearance, landing clearance. You're going to have somewhere that's got a helipad on the top, or eventually, I guess what they're going to do is parking garages, the first level, are going to be a drone landing, and then they semi-collapse so you can take them in. Now, see, here's another one. And these right here, folks, these are not batteries. These are actually turbines. These are actually, they run on fuel. So you know, and because everybody keeps calling me, or not calling me, but they keep texting me or they email me going, hey man, those are all just battery. Drones are just battery. Drones are just battery. Drones are not just batteries. They have them out there that run on fuel. And they're very loud. Like I saw one, and I didn't get the video for Austin in time, but there was a guy that out in Wisconsin, I believe it was, that said, well, when this drone came over me, it hovered, and then it kept going, but I could feel the wash, and it sounded like a airplane. Well, yeah, because it wasn't battery. It was actually fuel, right? So this thing right here is sleek. It folds up. So this is one of those kinds where I'm telling you, when you land them on the rooftops, can actually be collapsed, and then that can be pushed and taxied down into a parking spot so the roof doesn't get congested. You can actually take the first two levels of a parking garage out, but to me, this is the bomb. I mean, I think we should all be flying this, but it's just going to get a little more like it is now on the roads. It's going to get congested. People are going to be in your way. I mean, they make it look like, oh, look, you're the only one going to be flying. But when everybody starts buying these things, then everybody's going to be in your way. So some of the drone pictures that people have been sending like, oh, it was as big as a bus or as big as my car. Well, there you go. That's why. Those right there are commercially available. It's not like you can't run out and get one. If you've got the money right now, you can get the prototypes, but you still have to have the FAA clearance. It's got to be registered. Now, I mean, so this right here is some different generations of these prototypes, and I mean, God bless these guys for getting out there and jumping inside these things without them being 100%. But, that's test piloting to the max right there, because them blades could pretty much just cut you in half.
Yeah, this is clearly it's the flying cars of the future. It's just they're finally starting to come here. It's about time. People have been waiting for this for like 50 years, it feels like, and now that they're finally here, people are like, whoa,
yeah,
what's going on?
Yeah, exactly. And it's almost like, well, the Jetsons are here. It's time to do our thing, So, oh, hey, look at there. We got a different camera. Oh my gosh, we're making this different now.
Oh, and over here.
Oh, and over here. That one's brighter than that one is. So over here I'm not smart. Over here I'm very smart, right? Get it bright, not bright, whatever. So yeah, so what people have been seeing is not only are they doing the commercial drones, right? But they're also doing the personalized drone. And I think right now it is just a big ball of crap. Because ultimately where this is going, and it's kind of amazing, all of a sudden you don't hear about the drones anymore because it was a distraction. It's like, hey, look over here while we do this, right? Look over here while we do this. Because honestly, I think what's going on is, let's go here. So honestly, I think what's going on is the fact that we have the government is going, oh, hey, now's the time we can try to push a raise through. Now's the time we can do a CR program. Because no one wants the government to shut down at all, ever. I mean, that's not what we want happening. We want the government to run like it's supposed to. And we were promised no more. No more of these last minute 1,500 pages worth of crap, so you could actually send money to Ukraine and send money to Africa and to all these other places. No more of that crap, right? So then they got it down, and then they went to 100 pages. But it's kind of funny. So they let that be the bigger distraction. Oh, and by the way, we're going to give our representatives in Washington a raise. Do they need a raise? There's a guy. I don't know if you guys found. He is the older millennial, or younger. Yeah, the older millennial, right? And I love the fact that he had this 5-step program to clean this all up, right? First of all, you do not make more than your medium income of your state. if your median income of your state is $60,000, guess what? That's what you make. And then all of a sudden people, well, they got to get paid to go back and forth and blah, blah, blah. Well, that's number two. You don't need to go back and forth. We have this thing called Zoom or Teams or there's other, conferencing programs. You know what? I don't know if anybody ever watched Demolition Man, where they go in there and they're having this board meeting and it's a bunch of people sitting around a table and there's iPads everywhere, right? So you could literally do that. You could actually put one big Zoom meeting. Yep, that's a lot of people to deal with. But if you've ever watched a session that goes on in the House and the Senate, oh my God, it's a nightmare anyway. So why not have it where electronically so they don't have to go in there? But then you're going to say, wait a minute, John, over here. I'm going to test him out today, see how fast he is. So let's go. Come on, get it, maybe. Get it. So then you're going to say, well, wait a minute. They got to vote. Well, yeah, we already have that kind of stuff in place. They don't have to vote in person. Everybody can an encrypted system where they can vote internally, and it all registers. And then it's a thumbprint thing. So I don't know if you've ever seen this, but go back. You can watch other people voting for people that are not there. Senators, congressmen, when they do the votes, and if that person's not sitting in that chair, you can watch. And there's video of this that's on C-SPAN and everything else. They're going to, and you can see them vote for that person that's not there. So technically, that's not a vote, and it shouldn't have counted. So we have systems now where they can be at home, and they can sit there and go, thumbprint, now I voted. So there, boom. So that means, oh, by the way, we don't have to do that. So now they don't need an office. They don't need to travel. And then, so that's number two. Number three is no more traveling overseas. Like somebody from Mississippi, one of the representatives, doesn't need to go to Paris. If they want to go to Paris, let them go. They pay for their own dime. We don't pay for that stuff. We don't pay for their hotel over there. We don't pay for all that. I think the minute they get the understanding that I am representing all these people in my state, and I can't make more money than they do. That's not right. Back in the day, it wasn't. Back in the day, there was no money. It was all you just represented it and got on your own. So that's number three. Number four, the minute they get out, and you can go look him up, the older millennial. He was one that came up. This thing came out. I agree with him. It's not my idea. This is what he was saying. So number four is the minute they address the United States people and they're on air, they, at this point in time, should be as if they're under oath. If you lie, you get busted. You're the one that's going to get hit for lying. So that way, everything they tell us must be the truth, whether we like it or not, whether we agree or not. It must be the truth. And number five, now this is the only one where I go, I really don't kind of know about this. Is term limits. Well, everybody keeps saying term limits. That would be nice. Constitutionally, we'd have to change the Constitution. But on top of that, we kind of do have term limits. If you don't like what they're doing, vote them out. It's amazing that everybody turns out for a presidential election and a governorial election, but everybody else kind of slips and slides when it comes to our representatives and congressmen and senators and commissioners. If you're going to vote, you need to vote all the time for everything, period. And you know what? By golly, that will fix it. That's called term limits. If you don't like what they did, get rid of them. And and if you have a better person, you need to get that person in there. Now, I personally think that everybody needs 2 terms, because I think the first term, or at least first of the half term, people are kind of getting into a rhythm, and they're getting to figure the system out. Because there may be someone sitting out there that's not in office yet that has an idea that is absolutely phenomenal, and why we're not using it, It doesn't. So that's the 5 things. And I didn't mean to go there, but that I really do like the guy. He's a millennial, not a Gen Xer. So we're cooler. They're not. But no, I'm just kidding. But then it gets into and so yeah. So they're all looking for our pay raise, right? Which is, they already make a median salary of $174,000. I would love to make $174,000 to represent my people. So to me, no, I don't care how long it's been since you have a raid. That's not the problem. You need to understand that, because when you leave Washington, these guys wind up with having lifetime insurance, protection, all this kind of crap that we don't get. So, and their insurance is absolutely way better than what we have. But, okay, so that's what I'm trying to tell you. The drone thing wasn't a big deal. It was just cover up. It was distraction to hide the fact that now we're going to give ourselves a raise now, and we're going to give ourselves, and then we're going to push these CR bills through. First of all, I don't care where I do not believe, and it's just me. I do not believe Ukraine needs another dime.
100% agree. Should not happen.
Oh, you're agreeing with me, yeah. So
they're done.
So here's something kind of funny. Yeah, they are part of the breadbasket. They do grow a lot of crops. I do understand that part. I do, and they are in a kind of a key situational place, but it's not going to affect us. As a matter of fact, if you've noticed that a lot of the hacking that used to come from Ukraine, I'm going to go over here now. A lot of the hacking that came was from Ukraine. So Ukraine and they were one of the leaders. They were it was China, Russia, and Ukraine. They were the big boys in the whole hacking world. So. And if you sit there and go, oh well, they need the money to survive. Do you realize that Zelensky has literally decimated the religion over there?
I did not know that.
Yeah, he's actually literally shut down churches, and he didn't allow elections. So as far as I'm concerned, as much as they want a democratic society, they don't have it. First of all, we're not Democrat; we're a Republican. But anyway, we're a republic. Not Republican, we're a republic. So to me that was a huge of amount of distraction going on. And then the best thing is, let's show this Biden picture, because this to me I think is one of the best things that if Biden gets this done, as far as I'm concerned, best thing he's ever done. Probably the only good. So we need to end the people in Congress anywhere attached to Washington.
Yeah, it's insane.
What?
It's just insane how they get away with it.
Yeah. So we're going to show you a clip real quick, and I'll shut up and I'll let this go through. This is Crenshaw and how unhappy he is about this whole thing about them not being able to trade stocks.
Already list of things to care about. This is one of those stupid things that I've been dragged through the mud on. You know how much fucking money I've ever had in the stock market? About $20,000, and yet I've been dragged through the mud on this as if like there's some insider trading. I just sent a letter to Fox News, a threatening letter from my lawyers, threatening them with defamation because Jesse Waters had basically insinuated that I was insider trading. Of course, it's not true. You'd be more surprised how much little information we have. This is one of those bills that of course, yeah, people support it. Yeah, sure, okay. Who cares? Because I barely have anything in the market anyway. Are there a couple cases wherein Nancy Pelosi has some very suspicious timing of her trades? Yeah, that has happened. But nobody else can point any other examples out. So sure, yeah, why not? Don't let us trade stocks. How about we'll just keep whipping ourselves. How about we don't make any money either? How about just cut our paychecks? We haven't gotten a pay raise since 2008, even a COLA increase. So, yeah, this is a great idea. Let's make Congress a place where only the millionaires can actually afford to do the job. This is a wonderful idea. let's just keep doing that, because and then some it's always some member, right, who like who senses the populist energy and then mirrors it, believing that this is what's going to help me connect with the people. Because what do the people want? Well, they want an easy button. All my problems will be solved if there's no stock trading. All my problems will be solved if there's term limits. Yeah, but if you think about any of these things for 5 whole minutes, you might quickly come to a different conclusion. Now, what I vote for? Yeah, sure. Who cares? Who cares? Like it doesn't matter to me because I don't have any fucking money to put in the stock market. Unlike the bullshit headlines that have been written about me.
So there you have it. Mr. Crenshaw is very unhappy. He's got bigger problems to deal with. Well, they said when that interview, he said he only had 20,000 in there, but I got news for you. The man's got $6 million worth of trades. I think we even actually have a graph that shows how well he's doing.
We do.
And I'm telling you right now, if that dude is doing that good, he needs to be running the S&P.
It shows the max, but as you can see at the bottom, the max is just in the last year. So he's up 83.78% in the last year. And the little gray bar you see with it, that's the overall S&P 500. So he's got a good, he's a bit better than the S&P 500.
Which is absolutely nuts. Look, I'm not trying to be mean. I really am not. And I think everybody, if he wasn't sitting in Washington and he was doing those trades and still making that money, God bless him. By God, God bless him.
Yeah,
he's making some good money.
Trader. He's a good reader and he knows what to look out for.
Yeah, but before he was in there, was he doing any kind of trading at all? I don't think so. I couldn't find anything. Of course, then again, it wasn't public, but now it's public because he's a public servant. So, to me, and it's like it's in the same thing. It's all these people that go in there like AOC. Oh my God, went in. Okay, so her average worth going in was probably 70,000 to 150,000 bartending, whatever. Because bartenders can make good money. They really can.
The right spot.
A smart bartender can make $250,000 easily, but now she's worth millions. And for what? Because she's in Washington. So, and Mr. Crenshaw, boy, when he first came in there, I have a lot of respect for that man. He really wanted to get stuff done. And you know what? In the last year or two, I personally feel that he has stepped in line with the Washington crap. And now he's just one of them. Just one of them. One of them. I mean, if I was getting, again, I'll go back to, I think it's $174,000 that was able to be that's the average salaries, and now they want to go to 200 and something. I think it's 240,000.
Yeah, I'll pull it up real quick.
Why? What changed? Oh, wait a minute. You mean the economy is crap?
174 to 243.
Yeah, that's crazy. Now, Elon is like, how can this be called continuing resolution? Because it's included in all this crap. Now, unless it happened overnight and I didn't hear it, no. You need to stay where you're at. You know what? We have to learn. The average American has to sit down and learn how to survive on what we've got and what we're making and what's in our pockets. Well, you know what? Washington elites, how about you do the exact same thing? Yeah, how about that? How about you learn to navigate today's money situations with exactly what we're having to do? Because I tell you what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Yeah,
right?
We don't get to just decide, hey, let's just give ourselves 40% more money than we already are making a year. Why not? It'd be nice.
Right. Exactly. So, where am I at? I'm right here. Right here.
There you go.
You got to let me know. I'm over here now, right? So, and this camera really is for one thing. It's for my mug of the week, and he'll show you that in a little bit. But let's go back to the wide shot over here. So yeah, so my bottom line is they needed to live off what we live off of. deal what we deal with. I gave in the older millennial, he gave us 5 really good. Now, the one good thing that's come out of this is we have these guys that literally follow the trades of everybody online, especially in Washington politics, right?
Yep.
These guys, I think it's called autopilot. I think we have an image of that, don't we?
Let me pull it up.
These guys are now tracking everybody's trades.
First
And-
also, this is how I first found them, was right here with their Instagram account, Political Trade Tracker.
Yep.
And then they came out with the app Autopilot, which is right.
Oh, that's
My
we
mistake.
forgot to even
There's the-
show that stuff.
we'll
Yeah,
go
so
next. But there's the Autopilot app where you can basically choose, you literally get to choose which politician you want to follow
Right.
along with. And you pay just like a small fee, which honestly, I don't pay for the fee personally. I'll admit that. I just follow their bigger marks that they post on Instagram right now. But considering how much of an increase in stock these politicians make, then the small fee is honestly worth it, because you're going to be making much more because you're following what a politician follows.
So trade like a politician. These guys literally not sponsoring the show. We've never even talked to them. We just found them. I've been following them for a while. Austin's been following them for a while. And I'll tell you what, if it was up to me and I had, not that I don't have the extra money, but if I had the extra money, I'd do this just for Hobbs. Go invest and just see. But, look, invest wisely. You realize what you put in the market, you could lose tomorrow.
Yeah. No
Thanks
guarantee.
to Washington. I'm just saying. So to this week's mug of the week is I'm a mug nerd. I'm a coffee guy. I don't know if you can find it. Can you find it there, Austin?
Yeah, give me one sec.
I don't know.
There it is.
And there it is. You know what? Everything we do, it is rocket science. I'm just saying, thanks NASA. I love this mug right here. And they didn't give it to me. I went and bought it, so that way I can talk about it. And of course, I've got Bigfoot and everything else going on there. All right, everybody. You know what? We will see everybody next week. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.